have you ever looked at a business that's just growing at an impossible speed and wondered, how are they doing that? Well, according to entrepreneur Alex Hormozi, the secret isn't just having one great product. It's a system he calls a money model. And today, we're going to break down exactly what that is and how it can make a business profitable, like, from day one. And this whole idea, it wasn't dreamed up in some fancy boardroom. Nope, it was born out of pure, raw desperation, starting with Alex Hormozi literally sleeping on a concrete floor. Yeah, this picture? This was his reality. See, when he opened his first gym, he poured everything into it. All his savings went against what his family wanted, and he ended up so broke that this AstroTurf on the gym floor was his bed. As you can imagine, he was terrified. He was running out of money, running out of time, and I'm sure a lot of you out there know that feeling all too well. His business was right on the edge of complete failure, and the pressure was just immense.
But, it's in those moments of struggle that breakthroughs can happen. He started tinkering, experimenting, and he built this system for his gym that was so unbelievably effective, it just blew away a famous marketer. And this was a marketer he'd paid, get this, $25,000 just for 1 hour of his time.
Yeah, the marketer was just floored. He asked, "So you put $1 in and get $34 out in 48 hours? I mean, can you imagine? A 34-to-1 return on ad spend like that? That wasn't just luck. It was a powerful, repeatable system, a model that solved a really, really fundamental problem in business." And that marketer pointed out, "Alex, you haven't just built a good system for your gym. You've solved the single biggest problem that absolutely kills most businesses." He'd figured out how to avoid this customer cash trap that so many entrepreneurs fall right into without ever even seeing it coming. So, what is this universal business killer? What's the big secret? Well, it all boils down to a really simple but totally deadly cash flow problem. An equation that sinks businesses before they even have a chance to get going. Okay, so here's the trap. It costs you money, right, to get a customer. But, and this is the killer part, you don't actually make that money back from their very first purchase. And that lag, that delay, it starves your business of cash. It forces you to cut back on the one thing you need to do to grow, finding more customers. So this really leaves every business, maybe even your business, with two options. Option one is what we could call the slow drip. You wait months, maybe even years to get profitable, and you just pray you survive. Or there's option two. You build what Hormozi calls a money model. And this thing is designed to get you paid back fast, so you can pour that cash right back into growing your business. All right, so let's get into it. What exactly is a money model? The wild thing is, it's something we've all been a part of. You've probably experienced it a dozen times and never even realized what was happening. Hormozi tells this perfect story to explain it. He went to rent a car. The ad said $19 a day. He walked out of there paying $100 a day, 5 times the price. And here's the kicker, he was actually happy about it. How does that work? So how on earth did that happen? Well, the rental agent was brilliant. They didn't just sell him a car rental. They sold him solutions to a whole sequence of problems he hadn't even thought about yet. First, it was the, "Hey, you're a big guy, that's a small car problem." Solution, an upgrade. Then the, "Oh, your flight might be late" problem. Solution, a late return option. Then the, "What if I get a scratch?" Fear. Bam, premium insurance. And finally, "I'm going to be in a rush to the airport." Boom, prepaid gas. And that right there, that is the big aha moment. A money model isn't about having one perfect product. It's a sequence of offers. Each offer is designed to solve the very next problem your customer is about to run into. So that's really the definition in a nutshell. A money model is just a smart, deliberately structured sequence of offers, and its whole purpose is to make you more money from a new customer than it cost you to get them, right from day one. It lets you completely sidestep that deadly cash trap we talked about. Okay, so what's really cool about this is that it's not some super complicated, abstract idea. You can actually break it down into a simple 4-part framework. Think of these as the building blocks for any effective money model. So, here they are, the 4 core components. First, you have your attraction offers. Their job is to turn strangers into customers. Second, you've got upsells, which are designed to get those customers to spend a bit more. Third are downsells. These are for capturing people who might have otherwise said no. And finally, you have continuity offers, which keep your customers buying from you again and again.
Okay, to make this really concrete, let's zoom in on one of these. We're going to look at a super powerful play from that first and arguably most important category, the attraction offer. This is all about getting new customers through the door, profitably.
Hormozi used this one specific type of attraction offer, and it just blew up his gym business. It's this really clever strategy that basically turns a paid program into a free one by challenging the customer to actually succeed. And let me tell you, it's an almost irresistible hook.
Okay, so check this out. Here's how it works. A new customer pays a deposit for a program. Let's say it's $500. Now, if they follow the rules, if they show up to all the sessions, lose a certain amount of weight, whatever the goal is, they earn their entire deposit back. But here's the twist. They get it back as store credit. In essence, they're betting on themselves to win.
Now, for this to really work, there are a few keys. First, the rules have to be crystal clear and super easy for the customer to track. Second, the program itself has to be legit. It has to be designed to actually get them real results. And then, here's the really brilliant part. You can build in rules that are also free marketing for you, like, requiring them to check in or post their progress on social media.
So you see, it all comes back to that one single crucial idea. For any business to survive, let alone grow, it absolutely has to solve that customer acquisition cost problem. And a well-designed money model, it does exactly that, right from the very first transaction. And the real challenge here, the goal that Hormozi lays out, is to do it fast, like less than 30 days fast. You want to make back every single penny it costs you to get that customer in under a month. And why is that so important? Because then you can basically use a credit card to fund your own growth, infinitely, paying off the balance before any interest even hits. It's a game changer.
So really, the big takeaway from all of this is a shift in how you think. You've got to stop focusing on just selling your one core product. Instead, I want you to think about mapping out the entire sequence of problems your customer has, and then ask yourself the million-dollar question. How could you solve those problems in a sequence that makes you profitable on every single new customer starting today?